Hello everyone. As you can see, I'm wearing a mask, and that's because that's what I want to focus on this week. I want to talk about the importance of wearing a mask and protecting yourself and others during this time as we deal with the COVID-19 pandemic. Hopefully this is the last time we have to deal with this, but we never know what's the future going to be like. So I want to make sure that you understand why it's important. Yes, it may be a little uncomfortable, but if we're doing it to protect ourselves and others, it's totally worth it. Almost like wearing a jacket when it's cold. All right, let's get started. So we're going to get started by talking about our materials. Most importantly, we have the face mask. Here we have the medical one, which is the one that you usually see when you're in the hospital or something like that. And then we have the cloth mask, which is also something that you can purchase. And this one does not have a filter in it, but we do have filters that could go in these or behind it. All right, we also have paper, which is going to be what receives the cough or the sneeze with or without a mask. And then we have food coloring. We have a purple and a deepish green, which is going to help us see it better. And of course we have the spray bottle that's going to be the pretend human that's going to cough and sneeze. And then we have the tape that's going to basically put the paper onto a box so it doesn't fall. And then most importantly, mostly if you're going to try it at home, we have a towel for cleanup so parents don't get upset. And then we have a tape measurer so that we'll be able to see the difference between 6 feet apart, 3 feet apart to help show the importance of social distancing. So in this example, we're going to see what things are like without wearing a mask, pretty much how things used to be. You're near somebody and you're having a conversation and you're about a foot apart. That's about the average distance before social distancing. So you're standing and you're talking and all of a sudden your nose starts to tingle and you know you're going to sneeze. Okay. Now, looking at that, whoever you were speaking with got all that germ, and that's without a mask. And that's also without social distancing. That's about a foot apart. And again, that's about the average space before when you're talking to someone. So now we're gonna do that same sneeze, but with a mask. As you see, I'm about a foot away from my friend, and we're gonna see what happens when I sneeze. Now, as you see, the mask caught it. So that's what's important. So here is the demonstration for sneezing when talking to your friend at a foot apart, using a cloth mask, having the filter inside. All right, so you see a little moisture there, and that would be the coughing and the sneezing, the moisture right there, but nothing on the paper. All right, now some might say, well, Ms. Norris, I can just cover my hand. You know what? You're kind of right, but let's see what happens. Okay, so it did help from getting to my friend, but look at my hand. Now I have germs all over my hand, and I definitely need to go wash my hands. So now we're going to demonstrate what happens if you cough or sneeze while talking to your friend about 3 feet apart. Now, you are just talking and you have no mask, no covering. You didn't even cover your hands. Okay. Now, as you can see, it may not have reached your friend exactly. However, look at the droplets over here. So if you didn't cover your mouth at all, you're gonna have the droplets. All right, so now we are going to cough or sneeze with a mask being 3 feet away from our friend. Again, as you see, the mask caught it all, and there's no droplets. So we're not spreading whatever germs that we may have. Now we have the cloth mask, coughing or sneezing at least 3 feet away from our friend. See, yet again, moisture is on the mask, but there's nothing that got on the paper reaching across to our friend. Finally, I'm going to show coughing or sneezing, covering our hand when we are about 3 feet away from our friend. Now, if you look, you will see that there's droplets near me. So now we are going to see what happens when we actually social distance. The recommended distance is 6 feet. This is a recommendation by the CDC. And we're going to see what happens. So we're about a table or so away from our classmates, and we're having a conversation. And you know, naturally cough or sneeze. Let's see what happens. And here we are going to sneeze or cough using our medical mask, but we're social distancing at 6 feet apart. Okay, yet again, we see the germs in the mask, but it did not get on anything going towards my classmate. And here we are going to cough or sneeze using the cloth mask, all right, with the filter inside. And yet again, there's some moisture there because we just coughed or sneezed, but it didn't get anywhere. So now I'm going to sneeze or cough in my hand without using a mask, being 6 feet away from my classmate. All right, so as you can see, it's still safer for my friend being 6 feet away, but I'm still spreading germs. Now, let's just say, for whatever reason, I coughed or sneezed in my hand, and I'm like, oh, I'll wash my hands in a second, but I didn't get to it really quick, and I just touched my desk as I'm going to look for something. Now, just like that, I'm spreading germs, and whoever comes after me and touches my desk or whatever I touched before I washed my hands, now they potentially have that germ. So as a review, we experimented with social distancing, whether it was 6 feet, which is the advised recommendation, 3 feet or 1 foot, and we did it with a medical mask as well as cloth mask, and we also experimented if we covered our mouth or did not cover our mouth. All right, and we saw that the best case scenario is 6 feet apart, wearing a mask. So before we wrap up, I want to talk about the importance of maintaining your mask. It's been advised that when you use the medical ones, you only use them once and then you throw them away. They're disposable. As far as your cloth ones, same thing, but because they're not disposable, it's advised that we wash them every day. Now, I happen to have quite a few masks, so my plan is to wear one once a day, and then on Saturday, that's my wash day. So I plan on throwing all the masks I've worn all week in my washing machine for that day. So it's all disinfected and ready to go for the next day. All right? Now, following this video will be some guidelines that's provided to us by WHO, and that's the World Health Organization. It kind of reinforces what I'm saying as far as how to maintain your mask. All right, so that's it for this week. Let's see what we have going on for next week.